If you love to eat oysters, you may have another reason to down a dozen or two. And if you're not a fan, what an LSU Ag Center researcher has discovered may give you a good reason to give oysters another try. As This Week in Louisiana Agriculture's Sabine explains, a compound found in oysters could stop the growth of some cancer cells.
You know, you can say what you want to about oysters. Some people call them gross, others, myself included, call them delicious. But according to Dr. Jack Loso, a professor of food science at the LSU Ag Center, folks suffering from cancer could be calling these briny bivalves a cure. A lipid or fat found in oysters called ceramides can prevent the growth of cancer cells.
We have found in the lab that in test tube and then in a rat model that they inhibit the growth of hormone-dependent and hormone-independent breast cancer cells.
Experiments show that oyster ceramides kill breast cancer cells within 48 hours. That's good news, but not so fast. Dr. Jay Brooks, an oncologist at Oyster Medical Center, says while the study is promising, it still may be too early to tell.
There are many studies that have been published that have looked at compounds, vitamins, trace elements that have all been shown in some early studies to actually prevent various cancers. But when we do the rigorous scientific studies that look at those particular products, very few of them or any have actually been shown to prevent cancer.
Now, when I was a kid growing up in New Orleans, eating oysters was like a rite of passage. But if this new ceramide study pans out, eating an oyster a day really could keep the doctor away.
Brittany Ledoux lost her mother to cancer. She thinks eating oysters is a tasty first step toward cancer prevention.
I think that's pretty cool. I think it's going to revolutionize things, and I think it's a good reason to eat oysters.
While ceramides can be found in other plants and animals, oyster ceramides have been shown to reduce cancer cell growth in lab rats by as much as 57% over a 7-day period. The lipid can be found in raw or cooked oysters. So if you like oysters, Dr. Loso says, bon appetit.
I would say oyster is a good food. I would not stop anybody from eating oyster now, as maybe help a little bit as a preventative measure until we come up with how much exactly people have to eat. But
from aphrodisiac to cancer fighter, here's to 12 half shells of prevention. For This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, I'm Sabine.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, cancer is the second leading cause of death here in the U.S. and is responsible for 1 in 4 deaths. In Louisiana, more than 9,700 people die each year from cancer.